Hello people, this is Sn0wF0x and today I am going to answer one of the most asked questions in cybersecurity, and that would be how to get into cybersecurity or Infosec. Well, the very first thing you need to know is there is one thing that most people struggle with. It's the common sense, I am not good enough. That is absolute bullshit. First of all, you can never know before you try it. And second of all, with enough dedication, you can do everything you want. So, with that being said, let's see. What is the very first thing I am going to recommend you? Depending on your experience with computers and networking and security, I would roughly say do a crash course where you get some of the core experience on computing. Like, what is a computer, how is it built, and the most basic stuff that you can imagine, like stuff that you would take in a crash course if you want. So this is the fundamental that you would need to know, at least in terms of networking. If you already did this and you know at least some basic stuff like what is a network card, how does it work, what happens when you plug in an Ethernet cable or stuff like this, then I would recommend you some YouTube channels, because the learning never stops. Infosec or cybersecurity is something with tons of learning, but it will be worth it as soon as you get really into it. So what I really want you to do is, and I can really recommend this guy, is this guy, John Hammond. He is a genius and he does really good videos. And just to get some inspiration about how, I'm on my second YouTube channel. I have 3 accounts and with this I'm not subscribed as I saw. Let's correct this. So he is deeply into this fight. So you can see what expects me when I'm going to travel this road. What expects me? What do I see when I go deep into this hole? And then you see stuff like this with someone who really can explain stuff, and you see, oh, this looks interesting, I want to do this. So I would recommend you to look at some YouTube channels. John Hammond is the first one that I really want to recommend. I don't know if this guy has one channel, but I think so. Yes, sure he has. This one. Second most important channel that I know, the XSS Red. Look, cybersecurity is not just about the typical Hollywood hacking, like you put in a hoodie and run into some building and type some stuff into a terminal and hope that it works. It's some areas that you can enjoy and there you can learn some new stuff. Let's say it like this. And this is one area of this, like cross-site scripting or later SQL injection or stuff like this. So this is some stuff that you can already look at. And then earlier or later you will come to Twitter. This was only 2 recommendations. I have so much more of them, like, let's see, this guy. I will only do the stuff that I know right now. The internet is a bit slow. The Cyber Mentor, or I guess this guy, I believe this was the name. Yes, he is also quite talented. He has like 2.4 million subscribers and tons of views, so yes, he is quite talented. Do I have someone else to mention right now? I swear to God, as soon as I pause or quit this video, I will know thousands of people who I just forget right now. And then you're getting into Twitter. And from there on, you can go and subscribe to some of the most talented cybersecurity personals that you will find. Now the question, why Twitter? Because apart from the people that you will meet there, you will from time to time, I go to my profile right now to show you something. Because you will from time to time go to see people who post lists. And this is somewhat important. Lists with links where you can, or something like this. Let's do some destruction. Pictures where you find every Linux comment, stuff like this to learn, or where you can actually find people who share entire lists of websites, or where you can see, like here, people who already coded, who you can see, okay, that's how people code. So, and as soon as you build your own bubble like this, then you can easily try to install it like this. You have a completely list of people to follow. This is something important because you can do some context, you can communicate with other people to try to get into it. You will soon have your very own bubble where you can share informations or get new resources or something else. So, and as soon as you did this, as soon as you have your account and you can see people who can show you stuff, then I would deeply recommend to make your account on DragMe, because for beginners it's the easiest way to learn cybersecurity. Sure, it costs a bit, like $10 a month, I think, but you can learn tons of new stuff. They even have some paths here which can help you make a structured path to learn cybersecurity. My internet is a bit slow right now, but yeah, you have here like 8 paths where you can learn how to get into this field, how to get some basic experience. There is always this little war between DragMe and the other side, Hack the Box. Let's see if I can quickly open it without my internet breaking apart. There's always this little fight between Infosec about DragMe versus Hack the Box. The question is why? Hack the Box is great. It's a wonderful platform where you can learn stuff, but in my opinion, it's not as beginner friendly as DragMe is. That's the reason why I say do DragMe first. And if you did this, and this is really important, do notes. Do yourself a favor and do notes. Then you can definitely get into this bubble and get into cybersecurity. This is only the beginning of the adventure. As soon as you did this, and I want to show you something like this, there's something that I actually might want to show you. I haven't put it right now here. Yes, I need this. This is Elsa Weinblum. I hope I pronounced her name right. She is a talented hacker from France, not France. And what I want to show you is she shared something quite important. I hope I find it quick enough. It's this here, this image. This is your cybersecurity roadmap, the things you want to achieve. If you're doing this right, and you started with DragMe, like I just said, then you can, with this entire way, start your own adventure. And this is something that I want to mention. You start with DragMe. This is the way you should start, and then you go step by step and get your certs, get your experience, and then you're going into this field and become a really good cybersecurity person. And it's needless to say that everybody can do this. There's no thing that can say no, you can't do this. You can do this. And this is something that I really want to tell you. And one last thing before this video ends. There is something that can happen to you if you start cybersecurity. It's called the imposter syndrome. The imposter syndrome happens when you are struggling a bit. Imposter syndrome means stuff like you are learning, but you don't feel like you have success. You feel like a bloody amateur. And this is bullshit. If you are experiencing imposter syndrome, always make in your mind what you archived already. Don't struggle with yourself. And one really important tip: get yourself from time to time off the computer and go outside or read a good book or listen to some music. But coding and taking the entire time is not good for you, and you don't want this. So I hope helped you a little bit to get into this field, and feel free to comment something if you want. See you in the next video.